Smoothest arrivals here, the perils of the journey are worth the reward. Quentin Somerville, BBC News, Catania, Sicily.
It was one of the greatest civilian disasters of the First World War. 1,200 people lost their lives when the Cunard passenger boat Lusitania was sunk by a German torpedo. One of the largest ships in the world, it was sailing from New York to its home port of Liverpool when it was sunk off the coast of Ireland. Today marks 100 years since the tragedy, and a number of special events are being held in commemoration, including a memorial service in Cove, from where Duncan Kennedy reports.
But on this day, 100 years later, we will remember them.
At the exact spot where the Lusitania went down came the first of today's commemorative events. 11 miles out at sea, relatives and descendants of those who died came to pay their respects. The Lusitania was the world's most luxurious liner, but the Germans regarded even civilian ships as targets. U-boat 20 fired the devastating torpedo, and within just 18 minutes, the Lusitania sank. Billy Burrows from Liverpool was just 15 and survived.
So we pulled quite a few people into the boat, even though the boat was full already. And they got to about 50 yards out, and they just heard a whoosh, and the ship just upended and sank.
100 years on, the wreck of the Lusitania is at the centre of a major archaeological row. The Irish government has banned anything being taken off, but our owner says that's preventing a full investigation into what happened.
It's totally irrational, the fact that we're being stopped. I think it's a matter of closure. This is a major, major historical event. As we all know, it brought America into the war eventually. There was a few more things that had to happen, but and it needs to be put to rest.
Today at Cove Cathedral, they remembered the 1,200 people who died. The rawness in this community is still evident 100 years on.
Today we commemorate, as you know, one of the darkest days of the last century, a day of infamy.
The Lusitania was a disaster that helped change history, but on its centenary, her secrets remain as profound as the tragedy.
Duncan Kennedy reporting. One of the most memorable figures of the Second World War was the force's sweetheart, Vera Lynn. She entertained on the home front and on the front line, taking her songs like We'll Meet Again and The White Cliffs of Dover to Allied troops around the world. To mark 70 years since people found out the war with Germany was over, Dame Vera has been sharing her memories.
This letter of mine is getting to be a sort of rendezvous, where husbands and wives, torn apart by war, can be brought together by music.
I've been making broadcasts and with messages from the boys to their families here and vice versa, and they thought that I was the girl next door type person, and they could feel comfortable with me.
We'll meet again. Don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day.
So, of course, with the situation as it was, the boys are going away. It was a perfect song for me to choose as my signature tune.
Till the blue skies dry and the dark clouds far away.
I thought it would be nice if I could actually go out there to entertain them and talk to them in person. Me and 6,000 men.
There'll be bluebirds over the white cliffs of Dover.
When the boys were leaving home, that was the thing they waved one that greeted them when they were coming back. So it was a symbol, it was something that meant something to them.
Ever after tomorrow, when
I was just an ordinary little girl in East Ham, brought up. It's nice to know that people, ordinary people, can achieve something in some way in their life.
there'll be love and laughter and peace ever after tomorrow.
Well, tomorrow is the 70th anniversary of Victory in Europe Day, and there'll be a special service of remembrance at the Cenotaph in London. It'll be shown on BBC One at 2:30 tomorrow afternoon. Now, if you're watching us this afternoon, you know we spotted this story, a monkey with an identity